Hey there, history buffs. Did you know that on D-Day, one brave soldier took down an enemy tank all by himself? Stick around to hear more unbelievable stories just like this one. Welcome back to our channel where we delve into the most incredible and jaw-dropping historical events. Today we're diving into 5 unbelievable D-Day stories that showcase the sheer bravery and heroism displayed during one of the most pivotal moments in history. As Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy on June 6, 1944, soldiers faced unimaginable challenges. From heavy gunfire to treacherous terrain, the men had to navigate intense situations to secure a foothold in Nazi-occupied Europe. Let's now explore each of the 5 unbelievable stories that emerged from the chaos of D-Day. These stories highlight the remarkable actions and sacrifices made by the courageous soldiers who fought on that fateful day. 1. The Women's Royal Naval Service created during the First World War. The Women's Royal Naval Service, more commonly known as the Wrens, was the women's branch of the Royal Navy. At its peak in 1944, it had about 75,000 members, and like many women in history, its members have been forgotten. Yet, these telegraphists, radar operators, weapons analysts, electricians, and mechanics contributed to the organization of the Normandy landings. Among them was Dorothea Barron, 99 years old. She lied about her height to join the Women's Royal Naval Service in 1943 at the age of 18. She told the British newspaper National Post. Before D-Day, she and other women were based in Scotland to monitor the troops preparing for the beach landing phase of the battle. Proficient in semaphore and Morse code, she also served as a visual signaler to transmit messages between those at sea and those on land. 2. The invention of the jerrycan. The jerrycan, developed by German military engineers in 1937 as a practical and easily transportable 20-liter steel container, was later adopted and used extensively by the Allies during World War II. Initially called the Wehrmacht canister, it was improved in secrecy by the Germans. However, an incident in 1939 where a German engineer took samples to India led to its discovery by the Allies. The Americans created a less efficient version, while the British copied the original design with some improvements, such as a spout attachment to reduce the risk of spillage. Renamed the jerrycan, combining jerry, a nickname for Germans, and can, the Allies possessed about 17 million jerrycans during the D-Day landings on June 6, 1944. 3. 2 German soldiers killed at Huberville Manor before D-Day. During World War II, 2 German soldiers stationed at Huberville Manor, 3 kilometers from Valognes, had a strategic view of the English Channel. Concerned they might alert German forces to the approaching D-Day invasion, the French resistance assassinated them on June 5, 1944, the day before the Normandy landings. The current owner, Gary Glading, believed the soldiers' bodies were buried in the manor's garden, a belief passed down by previous owners and neighbors. However, in recent weeks, journalists from Der Spiegel, a prominent German magazine, have been investigating the story. They discovered that the soldiers, Hermann and Wittich, were actually buried in the German military cemetery at Marigny. The journalists visited Huberville Manor on April 12th to gather more information. Christoph Gunkel, one of the journalists, explained that the bodies were initially buried in the manor's garden by the resistance, then moved to the American cemetery in St. James, and finally to Marigny in 1957. Gary Glading was not informed of these events by any authorities. 4. John Steele the paratrooper. The Normandy landings, often called the longest day, are filled with memorable episodes, including the famous story of the paratrooper stuck on the church steeple in Sainte-Mère-Église. This paratrooper was John Marvin Steele, born on November 29, 1912, in Metropolis, Illinois. He joined the U.S. Airborne Troops when the United States entered the war, becoming part of the 82nd Airborne Division. During the night of June 5 to 6, 1944, as part of Operation Neptune, Steele's plane flew too high to avoid anti-aircraft fire, causing him to land on the church steeple instead of the village square. German soldiers Rudi Escher and Rudolf May freed him, and although Steele was captured, he later escaped and continued to fight in Europe. Steele frequently returned to St. Mary-Église for D-Day commemorations and was made an honorary citizen. The story was popularized in Cornelius Ryan's book, The Longest Day, and its 1962 film adaptation. Another paratrooper, Kenneth Russell, was also stuck on the church, and they were saved by a fellow paratrooper, John Ray, who killed a German soldier before dying. If you were as captivated by these stories as we were, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring stories. In each of these tales, there's a key moment that truly stands out. Whether it's a daring rescue mission under heavy fire or a lone soldier's incredible act of courage, the climax of each story showcases the unwavering bravery and resilience of these individuals. But our last story is about a different type of soldier. 5. Gustav, the homing pigeon. Gustav, a homing pigeon, played a crucial role in the success of the D-Day landings on June 6, 1944. Incorporated into the Royal Air Force, Gustav was aboard one of the ships heading towards the Normandy coast. As the invasion began, he was tasked with delivering a critical message back to England, covering a distance of 240 kilometers. The message Gustav carried informed Allied command that the first wave of the assault had landed at 7:50 a.m. and that enemy fire was not hindering operations. Thanks to this precise message, the Allies confirmed the successful landing on the Normandy beaches. For his vital contribution, Gustav was awarded the Dickon Medal, the highest military honor for animals, equivalent to the Victoria Cross. 32 other pigeons also received this distinction, inspiring the children's animated film Valiant, which tells the story of a small pigeon joining the Royal Air Force during World War II. These accounts serve as a testament to the incredible feats achieved by ordinary individuals in the face of extraordinary circumstances on D-Day. Their actions will forever be etched in the annals of history. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these incredible D-Day stories. Which one surprised you the most?